Okay, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Suratul Humaza. So, wailul likulli humazatil lumaza. So, wailun is the first word. Okay, we all know that this is a ism. Why? Because of clear tanween. So, wailun is a ism. Okay, and it is in rafa status. Okay, so this ism will become our mubtada, and inshallah I explained to you that even though it is common, and we have learned one principle, and that was that both mubtada and khabar, in terms of their status, both of them are rafa, but the difference is khabar is common and mubtada is proper, and that is the default position. Now let's understand one thing. This default position, when there is a, you can say, exception to it, most of the time, not all the time, you'll see that when you only have one ism in rafa status and one jar majroor phrase and nothing else is there. Let me repeat one more time. You only have a ism in rafa status and a jar majroor phrase. Nothing else is there. Now please think about this. Obviously, jar majroor phrase can never become mubtada. That is a done deal. There's no exception. Let me repeat again. Jar majroor phrase can never become mubtada. That is for sure. What else you have? One ism in rafa status. If you do not make this ism mubtada, you can never have mubtada. And what we learn in our level 1, that you must have mubtada. Everything else, you may have one, we may have two. One or two mean after mubtada, you may have both khabar and mutalliq bil khabar, or you may have only one, which is mutalliq bil khabar, but mubtada is must. So this is our difficulty in those cases where you only have one ism in rafa status, and other than that a jar majroor phrase and nothing else you have there. In those cases you will make that ism your mubtada, even that it is common. So this is the reason why, inshallah, you will see in a minute that you only have ism in rafa status and a jar majroor phrase. So wailun we made in mubtada. Okay, then this lam is jar and kulli is majroor. You can clearly see that kulli is in jar status. Why? Because of lam. But wait a minute, look at next, understand this point. Kulli, please pay attention. Kulli is one of those words which always become your mudaf, which we call special mudaf. That those words which always become mudaf, and what comes after them is mudaf ilay, as we have a list of special mudaf and mudaf ilay. So for this reason, kulli has become special mudaf, and what came after it? Humazatin. That's why humazatin is in jar status, because it is becoming mudaf ilay. Mudaf ilay. Now, one last point. Look at the last word, lumazatin. One thing I am telling you as a point of vocabulary, that in lumazatin, this word lumazatin, this lam is not lam of harf jar. This lam is part of the word. Okay, lumazatin together is one word. Okay, now lumazatin is in jar status, and before lumazatin you have the word humazatin. Humazatin is neither it's jar, because it's not in the list of jar. Other possibility was that maybe humazatin is mudaf, and that's why lumazatin is mudaf ilay, but that is not the case either. And then if you recall, we have discussed this point multiple times, and please pay attention. When you do not have both of those reasons, which are the reasons for a ism to be in jar status, then you know that something has came before this word and this word is becoming either the badal or the sifa for that word. And in this case, humazatin and lumazatin, either you can call them mawsuf sifa or you can call them badal and mubdal minhu. So this word lumazatin is in jar status. Why? Because it is becoming the badal or sifa for this word humazatin. So basically, in a nutshell, let's put it this way. This lam was jar. Kulli humazatin limaza. The whole thing will go into the bucket of majroor. Why? Why? Because the whole thing is connected. How? Kulli and humazatin are connected as mudaf mudaf ilay. And humazatin and lumazatin are connected as jar majroor, which means that this mudaf ilay bucket, because kulli was mudaf and this mudaf ilay bucket has two things, mawsuf and sifa, or you can say badal and mubdal minhu. Now let's translate it. Wailun, destruction, wow. Likulli, for every. Humazatin, slanderer. Lumazatin, backbiter. Destruction for every slanderer. And this slanderer is being given either a sifa of backbiter or a badal of backbiter. Now, inshallah, I take a pause and please feel free to ask any question yet. So, wailun is mubtada, lam is jar, kulli humazatil lumaza is majroor. Jar majroor together, because khabar is missing, we will give it a label of khabar. Why? Because our actual khabar is missing. So wailun mubtada, and rest of the whole thing li kulli humazatil limaza is the shibhul jumla khabar. Allazi, this word allazi, allazi is ism mawsul, and you will definitely get some sila. Okay. Jama'a, jama'a is fail madi, cell number 1 of the madi chart. Jama'a yajma'u, jama'a yajma'u. Okay, mudari form. So jama'a is fail madi. Malan, what status? Nasab status. And what is the rule? In jumlatul failiya, and it is a jumlatul failiya. Why? Because jama'a is fail madi, and inside of jama'a you have built-in pronoun, and that is your file huwa. Huwa. Okay. Malan, nasab status. And what is the rule? Ism will be in nasab status in jumlatul failiya, and this ism will become your maf'ul. So malan will become your maf'ul. So fail, file, and maf'ul. And then this wow is the ataf or conjunction, which means that after the wow and before the wow are connected. Ad-dada, ad-dada is again fail madi, and who is the attached pronoun. And what is the rule? When pronoun is attached with fail, pronoun always becomes your maf'ul, which means that this part, ad-dada, fail madi, inside of this, you have the file huwa, and this who is the maf'ul part. Basically, what you have got is allazi was ism mawsul. Then you got two sentences which are connected with wow. One is jama'a malan, that is one sentence. And second is addada who is second sentence, and they are connected through this wow. Okay. So these two sentences together will become your sila. So allazi ism mawsul, jama'a malan wa addadahu. is the sila. Allazi, the one who, jama'a, collects or gathers, malan, wealth, wow, and addada, counts, who, it, the one who gathers wealth and counts it. This was allazi some mausul, jama amalam waddadahu sila. Mausul and sila together is a relative clause. And what is the role of this clause? Relative clause always describes something which has came before it. In this case, this guy or this entity, lumazatin. Lumazatin is being described by allazi jama'a malam wa addada. That who is this person? That the feature of this person is that he collects or gathers mal and counts it. Last point is, look, addada. If you want to apply that knowledge of families, one word is adada and other is addada. The difference is when you say addada, it has exaggeration. Adada and addada. Okay. If inshallah go back and look at your families, that in the family in which you have the shadda on this second last letter, the shadda gives the benefit of exaggeration. It's a hyperbolic form. Okay. So allazi jama malam wa addada. This relative, inshallah, continue our analysis of Suratul Humaza. So let's inshallah begin with ayah number 3. So the first word is yahsabu. So yahsabu is mudare and it is number 1 in the mudare chart. So it has built in 5. So hasiba, yahsabu, hasiba, yahsabu, ihsib, and it has built in file which is huwa. So we got the fail and file. Now yahsabu, it has the meaning of, when someone assumes something. Okay, so you can say that he assumes. Anna, we all know that this word anna it belongs from the inna family. Inna, anna, and all of those other words. So when this word came, you'll call that it's harf nasab, which means that it will make the next ism nasab. So you can simply call it harf nasab. And mala, you see, mala, this mal is in nasab status because of anna. Okay, so malahu, malahu, mal is a ism and who is the attached pronoun. So malahu is a mudaf and mudaf ilay, in which mala part is the mudaf part and who is the mudaf ilay part. And because mudaf and mudaf ilay, they are connected to, in reality, mala was ism of anna, but because mala and who are connected, so we put both of them in the bucket of ism of anna. Akhladahu, akhladahu. Now please, this is the time, inshallah, now that knowledge of families will help you. Look at this one. Ha, lam, and dal. 3 letters. If you join them and you only use ha, lam, and dal, which has Khalida, that will be from 3 letters family. But if you, instead of using from 3-letter family, if you use from the other family, which is more than 3, sulasi mujarrad, akhlada. For example, salima, salima, sin, lam, mim, 3 letters. But we have another family, aslama family. So this is akhlada family. And the difference between these 2 families is, for example, if I simply say Khalida, he lives forever. Okay. But if I say akhlada means to make someone else live forever. You see the difference? One more time. If I only use ha, lam, and dal, it has the meaning of that one himself lives forever. But if I use from akhlada family, now inshallah after this lesson, if you go back and check your family, aslama family or af'ala family, which was I think either family number 3 or 2, I think, you will see that it has the meaning of that action is happening on someone else. So akhlada means to make someone else eternal. Okay. Now akhlada is still fail madi. Khalida or akhlada, both of them are fail madi, but they are from different families. Okay. So akhlada is fail madi, and it has a built-in file that is huwa, and it has attached pronoun as well. And we know that when pronoun is attached with the fail, pronoun is always called maf'ul or object. So who became the maf'ul? And both fail, file, and maf'ul together, akhladahu together, will become the khabar of anna. And khabar has become in the category of complete sentence khabar. Khabar of anna. So anna was harf nasab, malahu was the ism of anna, akhladahu complete sentence khabar of anna. Now that was about anna malahu akhladahu. Now please pay attention to this point. If you say yahsabu, he assumes, please pay attention. If you say yahsabu, he assumes, a natural question comes in mind. He assumes what? You see, and which means that this whole sentence of anna malahu akhladahu, the whole sentence has given you the answer of what, and what answer is called maf'ul. So this whole sentence is the maf'ul for yahsabu. So inside of yahsabu, you got fail, mudare, you got file huwa, and you got maf'ul. And what is the maf'ul part? This complete sentence of anna, complete sentence of anna has played the role of maf'ul. Now let's translate it, inshallah. Yahsabu, he assumes, anna, that malahu, his mal, akhladahu, will make him eternal. He assumes that his mal will make him eternal. So this next ayah number 4, this word kalla is basically, it comes for rebuking, and it means that when they were saying that their mal will make them eternal, Allah said kalla. And you can translate kalla. Sometimes they say by no means, not at all. Okay, so you can use any expression, and some of them they use by no means. By no means what? That what you are saying about your mal, that is not correct. Okay, so kalla has no other role in the sentence. Kalla simply rebuke what was said before. Okay, now layum bazanna. Inshallah, this will teach us one new point here, and I want all of you to please pay attention. You see this lam and this noon with the shadda, because actual word is, please pay attention, actual word is nabaza fail madi and yambizu, yanbizu, and imbiz fail amr. Okay, so nabaza, yambizu. Please pay attention. This is a way of making your verbal sentence highly emphatic. And what is that way? When you add a lam in the start and noon of shadda at the end. Actually, there are two layers of emphasis. For example, and by the way, this emphasis you will see on mudare. Okay, so look at this one, yambizu. Okay, yambizu. If you simply add lam, la, yam, bi, zan. Look at the difference. La yam bi zan. What I did is I added at this point this lam and I added noon with sukoon. That is one layer of emphasis. But if I want to make it highly superlative degree of emphasis, then I will make it la yam bizanna. Okay, look at this. Actual word was yam bizu, yam bizu. Okay, but when you will make it emphatic, look at the difference. Dhamma has changed into fatha. This was one just difference. Okay, but in terms of emphasis, emphasis is here. Lam in the start. If you add noon with sukoon, that is 1 degree of emphasis. But if you add noon with the shadda, that is the superlative degree of emphasis. Okay, and for example, yambizu mean he throws. Yambizu mean he throws. La yambizan, he will definitely throw. If I say la yambizanna, now he will definitely throw. So this double emphasis. Okay, now you may be thinking that the word is yumbazanna. Why I am writing yumbiz? I'm not yum. Okay, the reason is, again, this will allow you to appreciate your knowledge of families. Yambizu is active tense. Yumbazu, and you have studied in all the families, when active is changed into passive tense, what happens? The beginning harka necessarily becomes dhamma, and it has u a, yumba zan, yumbaza, yambizu normal, yumbazu, please pay attention, yambizu normal, as we write here, this one normal. Okay, but if I say yumbazu, that has become passive. So this yumbazanna is not only superlative degree of emphasis because of this lam in the start and noon with shadda at the end, but also it is passive. For example, yambizu mean he throws. Yumbadu mean he will be thrown. And la yumbazanna, he will definitely, surely be thrown. Okay, and this fil hutama is a jar majroor construction. Okay, so basically this la yumbazanna is fil mudare. It has built-in file. Sorry, not file. I just want to explain that point as well. Please listen this point carefully. You know, normally we say built-in file, but we all know if a verb is passive, you don't know the file, but you still have that built-in pronoun. But in the case of passive sentences or the passive verb, that built-in pronoun is not called file. We call it another term, and that is the term naibul file. Naibul file, deputy of the file. Okay, naib mean deputy. Okay, and it is still same pronoun huwa, but now huwa is not file anymore. Huwa has become naibul file. So la yumbazanna is fil mudare. It has built in naibul file huwa, and fil hutama is a mutaalliq bil fail thing, and this mutaalliq bil fail is fi is the jar part, al hutama is the majroor part. So jar and majroor, they played the role of mutaalliq. Let's translate it before you ask me any of your questions. Kalla, not at all, by no means. La yumbazanna, surely, definitely, he will be thrown. Fil hutama. Hutama means something which crushes, You can say crusher. He will definitely be thrown into crusher. This hutama is referring to Jahannam, because Jahannam is described in the Quran with various attributes. And one of these attributes used, you can call them, these are the other names of Jahannam, or these are the sifats of Jahannam. So hutama means something which crushes. So fill hutama in the crusher. By no means he will definitely, surely be thrown into the crusher. Inshallah, one day what I will do is, you can make the whole chart by using lam of emphasis and noon, either noon of sukoon at the end, which will be 1 degree of emphasis, or noon of tashdeed at the end, which will make superlative emphasis. Inshallah, what I will do, please remind me, inshallah, maybe next lesson, will make the whole mudare chart. For example, yansuru is normal chart. We will make the whole chart by using lam in the start and noon of sukoon or noon of tashdeed at the end. But let me just tell you one thing, because it will come in the surahs. You need to focus at this thing. This haraka, you need to pay attention to this one. This haraka on this last letter, as in this case, za was the last letter. If you look at this haraka and this haraka is fatha, as in this case, it will mean that this is number 1 in the chart. But if you look at your word and this haraka is not fatha, it is dhamma. It is dhamma. It will be number 3 in the chart. How it is, inshallah, when I will make the whole chart for you, it will be inshallah clear. But for now, just remember this much, that layumba zanna. If it was layumba zunna, then it will be number 3 in the chart. Okay, but if it is fatha, then it will be number 1 in the chart. How? Inshallah, when we'll make the whole chart, it will be inshallah clear to all of you. Now, next ayah is وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْحُطَمَةُ. So this vow, let me read this one first so I can be very focused. This one is slow. Okay, so this wama adraka, this vow in the start, this vow, it is, you know, when we give label to the vow, most of the time we say that this vow is ataf, and sometimes we say that this vow is isti'nafiya. If you want to remember the term isti'nafiya, isti'nafiya simply mean, which the English word is resumption. And in more simple terms, that new sentence is starting. This vow is not connecting this sentence with the previous one. Rather, it is a new sentence. Simply, it is not vow of ataf. It is an other vow. Okay. And this name for other vow is isti'nafiya. The vow which connect, we call that vow atifa. That vow is called atifa. And this vow is called isti'nafiya. If you can remember terms, good, but remember the concept. The concept is that this vow of isti'nafiya starts the new sentence. Okay, it is not connecting it to the previous one. Now, ma adraka. So this word ma, it is ma of interrogative. Ma of interrogative. Now, I'm not sure that if I said this thing in the previous session or not, but let me say it now in case if I have not said this. This, you know, there are, for example, a, when we put a or hal in the start, a or hal, they make your jumla into interrogation. For example, we have discussed the example, huwa alimun, a huwa alimun, a, or you can say hal huwa alimun. So a and hal, they are huruf, they are particles. But the other words, you remember that we have a list of words which you add in the start of a sentence and to question something else. Ma is in those words, man is in those words, and some other words as well. They are not huruf or particles. They are asma or ism or noun. And noun has the capacity to become your mubtada. So what I'm trying to say is that when ma of interrogation comes in the start, it can become your mubtada. Okay, so this ma will become your mubtada. Okay, so you got mubtada, now you need the khabar. Adara, and then ka is the attached pronoun. Adara, once again, it is same family, akhlada, adara, because the normal word is da, ra, okay, ya. This is the normal word, okay, dar, ra, and ya. But when this normal family is used with al hamza in the start, it becomes adara, okay. And this adara, once again, dara mean that you yourself know something, but adara mean you make someone else know something. And by the way, this family, inshallah, as you can see it now as well, this family is very common when this hamza is added in the start and the first root letter gets sukoon, adara. So adara is when you make someone else know something. Okay, so adara is your fail mudare. Okay, it has built in file which is huwa, and this ka is the attached pronoun. This ka is the attached pronoun, and when pronoun is attached with the fail, pronoun becomes maf'ul. So you got your fail mudare, you got the file, and you got the maf'ul. So fail, file, and maf'ul together will become your khabar. Why? Because ma was your mubtada. Adraka became your khabar. Ma adraka. So adraka mean adra. It will make known. Ka mean you. It will make you know. It will make you know. Ma adraka. Interrogation. Okay. What will make you know? One more time. Adraka. It will make you know, or he will make you know. But obviously, because in this case, there's no living being, so I said it. Okay. So adraka, it will make you know. Ma adraka, what will make you know? Okay. Now look at this one. If you say adraka, it will make you know, is it not a legitimate question that it will make me know what? Right? It means that what is coming after adraka, whatever it will be, it will also play the role of your maf'ul for adra. So adra got two maf'ul. Maf'ul number one. So you can say maf'ul number A, that is the ka attached pronoun. And what is coming after the ka is also giving you the information of what. Why? Because when you say that it will make you know, adraka, it will make you know. The question, it will make you know what? Mal hutama. Once again, this ma will become your mubtada. Why? Because it is ma of interrogative. And al hutamatu will become your khabar. So you got ma mubtada and al hutama khabar. But this mubtada and khabar together, this mubtada and khabar together is actually maf'ul number 2 for adraka. Why? Why? Because they are playing the role of, or they are giving the information of what? Now let's wrap up the whole thing. Wama adraka, and what will make you know mal hutama, that what is hutama, right? So that is the reason I said that this mal hutama is actually playing the role of maf'ul. Okay, narullahi al-mukada. Nar is the mudaf part. Allahi is mudaf ilay part, and al-mukadatu is the sifa for who? for this nar. Okay, so nar is basically mawsuf and al-muqadatu is the sifa. Muqadatu mean kindled. So narullahi, fire of Allah. And now fire is being described al-muqadatu, kindled. Fire of Allah, kindled. Now, last point is this, that all we got is basically we have a ism in rafa status, and that is nar. Rest of the two things, they are the mudaf ilay and sifa of that ism. When you want to identify, in reality, you only have one ism, nar, in rafa status, and that's all. Because rest of the two things, they are connected to nar. Allahi is the mudaf ilay for nar, and al-muqadatu is the sifa for nar. Now, what we need to then figure out is that what label we can give to nar. Okay, because narullahi al-muqada is one bucket, because all the words are connected in narullahi al-muqada. It's one bucket. Wherever they will go in one bucket. Now, they say that if I ask you this question, let's put it this way. If I ask you this question, that when you are reading the surah, Allah says that Wama adraka mal hutama, and what will make you know that what is the crusher. And then Allah says narullahi al-muqada, it is fire of Allah kindled. This it is fire of Allah kindled. Allah said this thing about what? Can someone tell me? In the subject of surah.
It
Yes.
is connected with the last sentence.
Just a specific
Is hutama?
Because in last, yes, it's a
al-hutama,
question. Yeah.
Exactly. Because in Allah says before this ayah, Wama adraka mal hutama, that what will make you know what is hutama. And obviously now Allah is telling you that what is this hutama. Hutama is narullahi al-muqada, which means this will solve the problem in this way. Now let me just make it simplified. I want to make sure that recording is on. Okay, so basically what's happening is this narullahi al-muqada, it's one bucket wherever it will go. They say that this is the bucket of khabar, and at this place al-hutama is employed, as we just discussed before when sister said that al-hutama, this al-hutama, not this one, after this one. Okay, here at this place, before the word nar, al-hutama is, the Arabic word is mahzuf, and you can say it means employed. And how did we know this? When we translate the previous thing, we figured out that this narullahi al-muqada is actually Allah is telling about al-hutama. So al-hutama is your mubtada, okay, and narullahi al-muqada is the khabar. Mubtada is implied and khabar is clearly given, and inside the khabar, nar is mawsuf and mudaf, Allahi mudaf ilay, and al-muqadatu is the sifa. So this, in this way, inshallah, you can explain this. Because nar and Allahi are connected, so we can say that narullahi as mudaf ilay together in the bucket of mawsuf, and al-muqadatu in the bucket of sifa, and this mawsuf and sifa together is the khabar, and our mubtada is employed. So Allah is basically saying in the previous ayah, Wama adraka mal hutama, and what will make you know what is the crusher? Narullahi al-muqada. The crusher is, look at this one, the crusher is implied part. The crusher is the fire of Allah kindled. Okay, now inshallah next ayah, allati tattaliu alal afida. Allati, who knows what is allati? Anyone knows? Allati, someone knows?
Ism Mawsul.
Excellent. What is the difference between allazi and allati, sister?
Masculine and feminine.
MashaAllah, great, excellent. Allazi and allati, both of them are ism mawsul. The difference is allazi is for masculine and allati for feminine. And the reason Allah used in this ayah allati, because nar was feminine, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to define nar. Okay, and remember this point, ism mawsul does the job of defining something which came before it. That is always the case. Okay, so allati is a mawsul, and in the bucket of sila you got this whole thing. Inshallah, I'll explain the whole thing. So mawsul and this is sila, and mawsul and sila together, they are becoming the sifa for nar, sifa number 2. Why? Because sifa number 1 was al mukadatu, and sifa number 2 is comprising of mawsul and sila. Allati is ism mawsul, and tattaliu ala al-af'ida is the sila. Now inside the sila part, look at this one. Tattaliu is mudare number 4. Mudare, and it has a built-in file which is here. And alal af'ida, jar majroor is muta'alliq. Alal af'ida is the muta'alliq bil fail. Which fail? Tattaliu. Okay, and inside of muta'alliq, ala is the jar part and al af'ida is the majroor part. Okay, now tattaliu literally actually means that she informs. From a literal point of view, tattaliu means she informs. But because we know that whole discussion is about the fire, so instead of saying she informed, we can say it informed. That is one point. Second point is, they did not use the word tattaliu in its literal meaning of reaching. Okay, as those who speak Urdu, we know the word itla. It is same word, ta, lam, and ain. Same word, which means to information. Okay, so in this case, they did not use the word tattaliu in literal meaning. They used the word tattaliu in the meaning of to reach. To reach. Because if we use the literal meaning of inform, it will not make sense in the sentence. Now let's look at what it makes. Allati literally for the, if it was for human being, we say that the one who. Okay, now you will say which. You will say what? Which. Okay, so allati, which, tattaliu, reaches, alal af'ida, to the hearts. Ala mean upon, af'ida for what? Af'ida is the plural for the heart. Okay, af'ida. So allati, which, tattaliu, reaches, ala, upon, al afida, the hearts. Which reaches upon the heart. What? Nar. So this whole thing, allati tattaliu ala al afida, is the sifa for nar. That this nar is such that it reaches to the hearts, which basically means it will burn them inside out. Okay, allati tattaliu ala al afida, which reaches upon the hearts. Okay, now these last two ayat. So innaha, so inna, harf nasab, ha is the ism of inna. Okay, and alayhim is, ala is jar, so him is majroor. So this jar majroor, it will be muta'alliq bil khabar, of inna. Okay, and then this mu'sadatun is the khabar of inna. So inna, harf nasab, Ha, ism of inna, alayhim muta'alliq bil khabar of inna. Why? Because alayhim is jar majroor and mu'sadatun is the khabar of inna. Okay. Now next one. Fi amadim mumaddadatin. Fi is jar, amadin is majroor. Okay. And if you look at next word, mumaddadatin. Okay. So amadin, mumaddadatin. You see they are rhyming with each other and they are actually mausoof sifa. Amadin is mausoof, which means pillars. Okay. And mumaddadatin is sifa, which means stretched. Okay. Stretched pillars. Okay. Fi amadim mumaddadatin, in stretched pillars. Now fi is jar. Now because amadin and mumaddadatin, they are connected together as mausoof sifa. So wherever they will go together. So fi is the jar part and amadim mumaddadatin is the majroor part. So this jar majroor fragment is given in the last ayah. Now what to do with this jar majroor fragment? Okay. Now please pay attention. There are few possibilities which we can say. One of them is, they say in the books of Arab that this inna has two khabars. One was this mu'sadatun, that was khabar of inna. Likewise, they say this jar majroor, because we know that jar majroor can also play the role of khabar. So they say that this fi amadin mumaddadatin is also khabar of inna, khabar number 2. Clear? So this is one way of Arab for this last ayah, fi amadim mumaddadatin, that inna, this inna is actually still continued in the last ayah as well. In which way? That this inna has two khabar. One was mu'sadatun and the second is fi amadim mumaddadatin as a jar majroor khabar. Clear? Now that is one option. Second option is, and let me inshallah say it very quickly. Inshallah we'll discuss at some point in detail as well. This mu'sadatun, please pay attention. Mu'sadatun, it is nakira. Nakira means it is common. You can see tanween. This tanween is a sign of being common. Please pay attention. If you see a common ism with tanween, and after that you have a jar majroor fragment, that jar majroor fragment together can play the role of sifa for this word, which means that this fi amadin mumaddadatin together, jar majroor together, it can be called the sifa for mu'sadatun, which means that this fi amadim mumaddadatin is giving us a description about mu'sadatun. So this is another way. Inshallah, I'll explain this principle in future in detail, but let me say one more time. If you have a ism with tanween, which is common ism, and after that you have a jar majroor fragment, and that's it, nothing else is there, then there is a possibility that that jar majroor fragment, which is in this case fi amadim mumaddadatin, can play the role of sifa for who? For this word. Okay, so these are two possibilities. So possibility number one, that this inna, this last ayah is the khabar number 2 of this inna. And second possibility is that this musadatun, it has a sifa as fi amadim mumaddadatin, and in that case, because you remember I said that musadatun was khabar of inna, then khabar of inna will become this whole thing. You know why? Because mausoof and sifa together will become the khabar of inna. So these are the two possibilities which you can explore here.